This week's episode is brought to you by NYXI and their Hyperion Pro Joy-Cons for Nintendo Switch. The Hyperion Pro is the best Joy-Con replacement we've tested to date. They look fantastic, they feel better than stock Joy-Cons, and the Hall effect sticks ensure longevity of them will outlast Nintendo's offering, as well as other third-party brands that still suffer with the dreaded drift issues. The super comfortable and ergonomic grip allow for easy long-time gaming. The programmable RGB lights mean you can customize the controller to your particular taste, and the gamer's reflex macro buttons are available to give you an edge. Plus, the GameCube-inspired purple option and the green Legend of Zelda-inspired variant really make the controller stand out. All this, and using promo code PvP, you can get 10% off. Head over to nixigame.com or use the link in the description. Hello, welcome to Podcast First Player, episode 292. I'm one of your hosts, Callum, as always. I'm joined by a man who I went to the cinema with, and he said, I think the guy next to me is jerking off. I said, why? He said, well, he's using my hand. Dirty Bloody Dan.
Hello.
Hello. I can see you this week. We're back together.
Yes, indeed. As close as we can be.
Yeah. Well, I want to be closer, but you keep pushing me away.
Well, I'm sorry, but we get restraining orders for a reason in this country.
That's why we record this podcast miles away from each other. I was going to say technical issues, but it wasn't. Decorating. However, I had enough time to get the camera and everything out of the box and just do a very horrible amateur setup to make this work for today until I do it properly. How are you?
Very good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. I got sent a webcam a while ago to review, which was reviewed quite positively. I was like, I'll just use that because it's easier to set up. And then I put it on and I was like, nah, it doesn't look very good. So I had to get the camera out and do it properly.
You're comparing apples and oranges there, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I just thought I could get away with it. But anyway, I've got some interesting news, Dan.
Okay.
Now, you know me, I'm all about positivity. Amazon MGM Studios have confirmed the development of another film based on a popular gaming franchise, Dan.
Okay.
Now, you have three choices. You have three guesses. Can you guess the franchise? From no clues.
Sorry, but when you say Amazon and MGM have agreed another film...
It's yet another... Not from them.
Oh.
The next game franchise. So you got your Minecraft, you got your Doom, you got your Mario, etc.
Right.
Amazon MGM are the next studio to bring another gaming franchise to the big screen.
Okay. Is it one of their properties, by any chance?
No.
Is it something stupid like Pac-Man?
Pac-Man makes more sense.
Is it Rabbids? They seem to be fucking everywhere at the moment.
That makes more sense.
Golden Axe.
No, that's your three done, Dan. It is obviously The Sims.
Oh, I saw this. We saw this the other week when I was looking at all the gaming properties that were getting turned into films. Remember, there was like a whole bunch of like unannounced...
Oh, it did. I completely forgot all about that.
Yeah, The Sims was on that. But I don't remember seeing any details about it whatsoever.
No, it's been confirmed today. Literally 6 hours ago, nearly.
Right, okay.
I was there. But
just go, no, don't do it, don't do it.
It is being produced by Margot Robbie's company, LuckyChap. Project is directed by Kate Herron, who did Loki.
Okay.
With a script co-written by Herron and Bryony Redman, who writes for Doctor Who. The news comes months of speculation after the adaptation announced by EA. Blah, blah, blah. Sims will be coming to the big screen, EA Entertainment President Laura Meal said in a statement to Variety earlier today. She emphasised that the film aims to build on the game's 25-year legacy and expand the franchise's reach as a testament to the enduring power of this beloved franchise.
Right. What in the last 25 years has The Sims done that you can make a movie about?
Nothing.
The fact you can create your own characters? The fact you can build your own houses? The fact that none of them talk English? The fact that everything is literally controlled by you? The fact that you can piss yourself to death? Like...
I can't see how... best
there's
way...
not a story element within it other than, oh my god, it's going to be Bella Goth, isn't it? Obviously, there's going to be the Goths. But other than that, there's no story element. I mean, there's all the DLC stuff, and there's like careers, and like everyone makes their own stories. That's the point of The Sims.
Yeah, but
it's a sandbox.
Yeah, there's no lore or story or anything to it because it's a different thing for everyone. Like, I predominantly use it for decorating.
Yeah, it's a good planning tool.
Yeah, I'll just literally go on and have a look vaguely how something could look. And okay, cool. And then I never play again for 2 years. But
see, I disagree. I love The Sims. I
love it. It's just not something that I play religiously.
I don't understand. The only thing that you could do that would make it worth making a film about The Sims in any context is that if they all speak Simlish and everything is subtitled.
And they're not going to do that.
Or, better than that, don't subtitle anything. And they've all just got little thought bubbles just talking, like it's just milkshake, popcorn.
Yeah, you've got to figure it out as you would in the game. What do they want? What
it's like an interpretive film.
Yeah. And they're not going to do
that. I can at least respect that you go, well, you're sticking to your guns, fair enough. If they just make it a ridiculous comedy about, or sort of like romance film about, like, you know, someone comes home and then the kitchen's been changed. Like, it's time going to pause and, like, the dishwasher's going to get pulled out, people are going to drown in the pool. Like,
potentially.
The point, the reason that people like The Sims is not because it's a realistic household simulator. It's the wacky shit that people get up to. They get abducted by aliens. They're growing crazy plants and fishing for monsters or whatever. Yeah. How's that? Like, it's just, you could just make any film and just go, it's The Sims.
The only thing that well, I'll just say the facts, but Kate Gorman, vice president of the Sims franchise at EA, noted the film will focus on delivering an authentic Sims experience. Quote,
so it's what, on my computer, is it?
We wanted to find the right partners and to make an impact the size of something like a Barbie movie.
See, the Barbie movie works because they've created something that's about feminism, and it's about Barbie and standing up against the patriarchy and what happens when you get innocence and corrupt it with, you know, a patriarchal kind of society.
Yeah.
But it's also, you can recognise all the outfits and the cars and whatever. But there's nothing like that with The Sims.
Nothing.
Like, I just don't understand what you could build it around other than just it's a romance story that keeps getting kicked into high gear because, oh my god, Terry bursts in. I'm going to build a rocket ship, by the way.
Okay, man, I'm going to scuba bab boo.
If they all talk Simlish, I don't care. And I'm like, do you know what? That's a ridiculous concept, but I love the fact you've gone for it.
I can see them. If they did Simlish, it would be they'd be talking, and then it would slowly transition into English. So we know what they're saying. They're still talking in Simlish, but we can hear it as they're saying it to each other, kind of thing. But do you know what I think it will be? And I'd like to take credit for this, but this was actually a Zoe idea.
Okay.
The Truman
you don't get
Show.
no credit for anything.
No, so I'm going to edit that out, depending on your reaction. The Truman Show.
So it's Sims realising that they're Sims.
Yeah. Much like, as it says here, making, like they did with Barbie, where Barbie comes to realisation that this isn't a real fucking world, etc.
Then, if that's the case, then it's just aping the Truman Show, and it's aping the Barbie movie. And
I'd rather go watch either of them.
Your original idea is just a copy of someone else's, not even that recent.
Yeah.
Sorry, not even that long ago. It's still fairly recent. You know, obviously Barbie's it was a big thing in like 2022, whenever it was that came out.
Well, that between that and like Oppenheimer and stuff, and even today, the Truman Show is still a genuinely very good film, and even if this could be the best Sim movie ever, because I assume it'll be the only Sim movie ever. But if it went down that route, I think I'd rather watch the Truman Show, or I would rather watch Barbie.
I don't understand why it's a movie. Why would this be a TV show or a network show or a streaming show, and it's every week, and it's just sort of like, oh my god, you know, they've all just come back from work, and the sofa's on fire, and it's just like, it's like a wacky 70s comedy. Like, you know, it's just, you know, as soon as everything seems to calm down, oh my god, my plants have turned into cows.
We've been robbed. And yeah, like all the stuff that happens with.
Oh my god, the cooker's on fire, so no one's going to try and put it out. We're just all going to run around going, ah!
What if that's what they did? It's just 2 hours of them playing The Sims.
No, it would be something more meta than that. It would be a family. It would be someone. It would be a kid trying to get an outlet of his. Wants to experience a real family life, and it's that kid's implanted into the avatar of The Sims, and then it's all sort of him just going, oh my god, I'm in The Sims. Oh my god, I've got a dad forever now, and they're all just going, Pichada Bonner.
That's a really good Sim voice.
Cooking hot dogs for 6 hours straight or whatever. I just don't know, Callum. I can't take it seriously unless they go completely mental with it.
Or did anything happen to who made The Sims?
Maxis.
No, like whoever. I mean, like Dave at Maxis. He had the idea for this. Like, is there any scandal?
Sid Meier's wasn't Sid Meier's who started?
I'm pretty sure it was our mate from Black and White, Peter Molyneux.
That wasn't Peter Molyneux, was it?
I'm pretty sure he had a hand in it. I could be completely wrong there.
No, it's an American studio for a start, I think. It started in 1987. Will Wright, Jeff Braun, SimCity, blah blah blah, urban planning. Yeah, the most incredible thing for making a film about is urban planning and.
Well, I was thinking, was there some kind of scandal behind? Is there an interesting story behind the creation of The Sims, and that could be what the movie's about? But I don't think there is, with the exception of people kicking off. Because I remember the first DLC, which was like a romantic Valentine's Day thing. And people kicking off because it was like £25. Like, this is outrageous. 98% of the Sims fan base pirated the game. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I don't think there's an interesting story behind it. Because it's basically just Dollhouse, isn't it?
They've only made 3 series. Well, notable series anyway. SimCity, which is the first thing, I'm pretty sure you can still get that on the EA Play, like the original SimCities. The Sims, obviously, all 4 of those, as well as the Sims Online, which I didn't know was a thing. And then Spore, which I've got, which I love.
Who made Herbs?
Herbs
was.
Oh, I remember that. It was like
Sims in the City.
Yeah, it's like a rip-off thing, wasn't it? Oh, I don't know. I thought it was Sid Meier, but
featuring the Black Eyed Peas. I loved it.
I genuinely don't know.
Yes, I had a ring because you had a mobile phone in it, and you had to do well in each neighborhood, and then you could move to the better neighborhood until you got to Hollywood kind of thing.
Right.
But one of the ringtones that was on the phone sounded like the riff from Sugar We're Going Down. I was like, this is the best game in the world! But it was pretty bad, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently that's a big thing that's happening. So I assume Margot Robbie will be starring in it as well.
If she's got any sense, she won't.
It depends what it is. If we went back to before we knew what the Barbie movie was, you're like, this ain't gonna fucking work. And then you watch it and you're like, it's actually a genuinely very good film.
I don't know, but the with Barbie, there's just it's they want to talk about history. That's got 80 years of history or something ridiculous.
A lot.
But then it's the clothes, it's the outfits, it's what the brand itself has had to go through to just sort of you're just teaching girls that they just should just be pretty and shop a lot, and that's all they're good for, blah blah blah. So there's controversy, and it's in essence it's an individual coming to the realization that they are more than what they thought they were or what they could be.
Yeah.
But unless you carbon copy it, I don't understand. It's just and again, in the space of a few hours, someone will be born, grow up, get a career, retire, and die.
Yeah. The opposite of Benjamin Button.
It's supposed to just be it's another game that they're saying, we know that this is an entirely personal game that you're almost every iteration of The Sims is going to be different to some degree.
Yeah.
Every playthrough.
For
Not
everyone.
because... Yeah, but it's, there'll be just one odd interaction that sort of sticks in your brain. You're like, God, remember when I got married to death or whatever? Or when, Stacey got stuck in the basement and just refused to come out for some reason.
Or when Funhouse bought all those fridges and...
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's stuff like that, which is great, but that's the point of The Sims. Yeah. You can just be stupid with it and you can just make a house of cheese or whatever. I just don't see how that can translate into a movie unless they just go, it's just ridiculous. And we'll do that. Someone will be able to learn the piano in 34 minutes.
Mate, I mean... There has to be a decent script for, like, Margot Robbie's, whether she's in it or not, it's her company. Her name's attached to it now. And I'd like to think she's smart enough to go, no, this ain't going to work. Or let's take a punt on it, whatever. But even something like Minecraft, I can understand why they've made it. It doesn't look good. But there's
But again, there's an aesthetic choice behind that, which just seems really odd.
That's a completely different conversation.
Yeah, but I get why you'd want to make it. It is a sandbox universe. There's no story that you're tied to. People aren't going to whinge because a certain character's not been done justice or whatever. You can literally just make a movie around the blocks and the things in the world. That's it. And yet they still managed to get that somehow wrong because they've just gone, let's just put people in it. No.
Just animate it.
Why are they just focusing on... It's like saying, we're going to make a Fortnite movie. About what, though? Like, is it going to be an action movie that's based on... Like, the character from the game that's their character based on this film? So it's like this action star from whatever.
Well, it'd be Battle Royale, wouldn't it?
I get it, but it seems like you're trying to come up with a movie from just the concept or just from the name alone.
Yeah, they're looking at it as what's really popular.
Yeah, rather than what's easily adaptable.
Yeah, because if they did make a film of Fortnite, it wouldn't make sense to do like the Battle Royale because you're gonna need people are gonna complain and go, why is fucking James Hetfield not in it from Metallica? And stuff. It's like you get all the like Spider-Man and Darth Vader and everything else. But if they made a film about the real Fortnite, which was a defense game. Where you had a limited time to build a fort, and then you had a wave. Well,
they just do what they did with Lightyear, and they just say, "Oh, this main character from Fortnite, this is the film that
it's based on.
That character's based on." Yeah. Cool, because then it's just a cool adventure action thing, and then you can get 50 outfits for them that you can then sell in the Epic store.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. To be fair.
Yeah, I mean, but like,
Sims, I don't get. Also,
no.
You got the vice president from EA pushing this Sims movie. You got fucking Mass Effect. You got Dragon Age. You got all of these
with story that already exists. Like the reason that The Last of Us was so well received is because it was just, for the most part, it was just copy paste, recreate it as best you can, capture the feeling, pop it out, and that's all you need to do.
Which I still disagree with. I still think I loved it. I think it was very, very good and probably one of the best game to not movie but game to like live action translation. It was excellent, but it also puts you, with the exception of the one episode with Bill, it puts you in that position of, well, I'll just play the fucking game because you haven't done anything new.
There's not a vast amount of people that would have played the game that could have watched the show, and especially as soon as like the internet picks up on it, there's articles written about it, and magazines write about it, and people by word of mouth start talking about it. People will go and watch it, and it's approachable enough that anyone can watch it and enjoy it without needing to know what the hell's going on. Whereas if you go and say, "Oh, the kids want to go and see the Sims movie, I'll go and watch that," and then as soon as it sits down, it's an opening crawl. It's like Fazana Pachumbunda, and they go, "What the fuck is this?"
How many adults do you reckon will not know?
Well, I mean, as long as they're below 40, I reckon they'll at least have a passing knowledge of it. It is one of the most popular PC games of all time.
No, I just meant like it starts that and they think they're having a stroke. Like, because everyone else is just sat watching it.
And they're just like, I can't understand. Okay, what happened?
I'd go one more at cinemas. You know where they'll have, like, what did we go to see? Could have been Endgame or something. But they were dressed up as characters. Well, there was a Captain America, there was a Spider-Man there, there was a Doctor Strange. And I'd love it if cinemas did it, but they had, like, headbands on that had the the green emerald above the head.
Plumb
and
up.
then, bless you. But when they do, I know they don't do it anymore, but you know, like how they used to come out with like ice creams and stuff during the film. They do that, but they go to people and just like, shubada-ba-boop. Like, just like confuse the fuck out of everyone.
Worse to go to the cinema to watch a movie that's got 400 people all sat with plumb bobs on top of their heads, blocking everyone else's view behind them.
No, the ones that walk around, like the people that work at the cinema.
But it would be a promotional tie-in. It would be, you can buy a headband with a plumb bob on it.
I'd love it, mainly because I wouldn't be at the cinema.
I'm hoping this is one of those things that I'm just sort of like, it seems so far out there that they are going to pull it back and it's going to be something great.
Which they might do. They might do. All we know is it's being made.
It is being made.
What degree? That's it.
In what format?
How long do you reckon, though, much like the Minecraft movie trailer, how long do you think it will be when we do get a trailer for this and then somebody will go, here's the movie but made in The Sims?
I mean, I imagine it's a lot easier to create a movie in The Sims than it is in Minecraft. Well, they're going to physically build everything from scratch.
Did you watch the remade trailer for Minecraft? I can't remember if I sent it to you or not. So, you know the Minecraft movie trailer with Jack Black and Jason Momoa and stuff? A guy's remade it in the style of Minecraft. Not in Minecraft, though. He's made everything on Blender and actually made it so it's all animated. Looks fucking great.
Well, yeah, you need to send me that then.
Yeah, I'll say.
Because if anything, that just puts more points in the corner of, well, why didn't you do it like this?
Yeah. Or maybe that's just how it starts, and then it is all Minecraft looking.
I love the fact it's mainly kids. It's like Logan's age. He's like 10 years old. Does Logan know who Jack Black is?
Yeah, he does.
Like from what, Kung Fu Panda or what?
He School of Rock, Kung Fu Panda, something else, but yeah, mostly Kung Fu Panda. And he was, I think the main reason that he got into it was because Mr. Beast had a cameo in the last one, and he said the word skadoosh, and he went, "That's a Mr. Beast catchphrase." Well, no, it's not. It's a Jack Black catchphrase.
Yeah.
Same as who? Oh my god, who was in Fortnite the other day? I lost my shit. And Logan went, "Yeah, it's from Fortnite." When he's not from Fortnite. It wasn't Solid Snake, but that was the next one he said. I was like, it's cool. I was very unhappy. Because he's not from Fortnite. He's from Metal Gear Solid. But he knows him from Fortnite. So it's just very annoying. Anyway, speaking of weird things, Apple Original Films have brought in a film that's going to be directed by Sam Hargrave and star John Cena, Dan. Mattel's Matchbox Cars. However,
God, I hate Hollywood.
I think from this, it says the iconic Matchbox brand was invented in 1953 by automotive enthusiast Jack Ordell to solve a challenge for his daughter, who was allowed to take a toy to school only if it was small enough to fit in a matchbox. And then it went from there. So I've got a feeling that will be the story.
Yeah, if it's about the founder of a thing, fine.
Yeah, that's what I think it's going to be.
Point. I don't need another thing. It's like a Hot Wheels movie.
Yeah.
Just going around 60 loops to.
We're getting Duplo. They're getting their own film. Was it Playmobil, one or the other?
No, Playmobil. That's already out, mate.
Is it?
That's already well and truly out. Yeah.
Well, that shows how much I was bothered about that. I didn't even know it existed.
It's because it's Lego's fault.
They did a good job, Dan. Lego movie, Lego Batman movie. They're both excellent. Well, all three of them are excellent, Dan.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I was in the Lego shop on Sunday, and I had one of the shop assistants come over and just sort of talk and just go, "Oh, you just browse in. Is there anything after you?" And I was just sort of like, everything in is like 800 quid. You can fuck off. Like, what do you think I'm buying in here? Then she was just like, "Oh my god, I'll show you this. Then this is one thing I do actually want that I can't afford." And I was just like, "Okay, I appreciate the honesty." And it's a Lego Zelda Breath of the Wild cross Majora's Mask set.
That's quite cool.
And no, not Majora's Mask. Sorry, Ocarina of Time. Because there's
cool.
a specific Zelda ocarina item that they can hold, but you can only get the ocarina by buying the set, which is like 250 quid or something. And she was like, "Oh, I'd love it, but I can't." I can't. Like, I'm probably like, I work here on Saturdays or Sundays, like on the weekend. I'm a weekend girl. I'm not spending this much on fucking Lego.
I don't know if you remember, you were with us, but it was the Lego store in not the Lego. It was the Lego. It's not Legoland. What is it called? The one in Manchester.
Oh, it is. It's just the Trafford Centre.
Yeah, the one in there.
It's like the Lego Experience or something stupid. It's like a mini one.
We did that with Logan, and because the only photo I can remember is me and you at the train station thing. That was it. Because there's like a thing where you can press buttons for the trains to go around and stuff. It's within the it's within the centre thing. Anyway, I bought Logan a Lego Wolverine, and that was like £8, and it's not even a Lego figure; it's a magnet. Which I didn't know until we got home.
Well, and it flew out your pocket and stuck to the fridge.
Yeah. It's on his floor, like all the boxes of stuff that we don't open, like little figures and stuff. But like £8, and it's not even an actual Lego minifigure.
Well, it's better than Lego. A normal Lego thing won't stick to something.
Oh, blue tack. Lego's well expensive. It's ridiculous. I got Logan a Lego.
It's one of the only shops where I'm like, I hate how expensive everything is in here, but I would buy it all if I could afford it.
Yeah.
A Hogwarts Castle for 500 quid? Yep, I'd buy that. Yeah, I'd build that. I'd spend 6 months building that because I'm terrible at building Lego.
There's loads of stuff that I don't particularly like, but because it's Lego, I would like to build it. So, like, I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but like you say, I'd love to do Hogwarts. If they did there's a Nightmare Before Christmas set. I don't know if it's out now. Or
there
it's
is.
due
No,
out.
it is. It was there. Yeah,
it looks amazing. But again, not spending that stupid money.
But that's the thing, and it's kind of a blessing in disguise, really. Is that obviously they've got their partnerships with Marvel, so you can buy like the Avengers Tower, and they've got it with Warner Brothers. You can buy Harry Potter, or whatever. Yeah. And they've obviously got it with Disney for Disney play sets. And they got it with Star Wars. So, there's X-Wings and there's full-size AT-ATs that are like 800 quid or whatever.
Full size?
And, I mean, like, it's pretty fucking big. It's like 5,500 pieces or something. And I was just like, if they partnered with Star Trek, I would be in severe problems. Because if they said, oh, it's just it's every Enterprise in Lego, I'd buy them all, Callum. I genuinely don't think. Well, because it's Playmobil who got the licensing thing with them, haven't they?
That doesn't count, though. But it can't because it's still like Lego DeLorean and stuff. Playmobil have done the DeLorean.
I don't know if it depends on distribution rights or whatever.
But because there's nothing. Because I remember looking at age ago, there's people who've made them so you can go.
Oh, 100%.
Like custom build websites where you get all the bricks and stuff to build them, but it's not the same, is it?
No, if it was like a legit one that was just like, here's the Phoenix, here's the Enterprise, here's the ridiculous car that Patrick Stewart drives around in Insurrection. Like, if there was a set for anything, I would have to buy it. It's one of those things. I'm just like, it's like this. They go, oh, it's a shit Star Trek game. I go, well, I'm going to buy it. Like, you can't commit to a fandom that hard and then not partake. You have to. You have to do it. It's part of the law.
I mean, I've got the last thing I did was a Captain Rex, like from the Black Series. It's like a bust of the helmet. And
I've seen that. Yep.
Yeah,
awesome.
it was really, really good. It's like 800 pieces or something like that. So it's not the biggest set in the world, but it looks great. I really like it. And then Joe was like, get you another one, because I think that was for like Valentine's Day or something. She got me that. She said, I'll get you some more. I'll get you the Darth Vader one. And I was looking at the Darth Vader one. I was like, just looks like a black square. Because there's not as much detail in it as, like, I mean, there is, but because it's black and dark grey,
you can't really tell.
Yeah, you can't tell. So I'll probably get like the Boba Fett one or something like that next.
Yeah.
But they're fun. They are good. However, the bottom bit that goes all the way around like each side. Both of them are only held on by like one strip of 3.
Right.
So if you'd like to go like that, it'll just come off. So
I mean, it's not like bulletproof. It's Lego at the end of the day.
Oh,
You
no,
drop
no, no,
it,
but...
it explodes. That's the risk with it, isn't it?
But I mean, like, I've spent this much time on it. Why isn't there at least 2 strips to connect? Why is it just one thin strip? Well, I looking at...
Or you do what most grown-ups do whenever they're building a set like this and they don't want to drop it or break it or whatever. Glue it.
We have to glue it as you go.
Well, yeah.
And
again, that's part of the risk. You turns out you fucked a bit up. Well,
I can't do that. What I want, because I even looked into it, of is there some like glue that Lego enthusiasts use that they just pour on it? And
you need like a spray or something, wouldn't you? Like a glue spray that you could like mist over.
All of the ones. This was just on a Reddit thread, so there could potentially be something out there. But they all say anything you add after strips the color off the bricks. Especially spray type ones.
Right.
So I assume it's something that's in the adhesive that is damaging to the bricks. It's okay when you're gluing it piece by piece because it's doing the underside. But
I get that it feels more like it's like a prevention thing. So it's like, oh, if you want to glue it so you can't break it down, you'll discolor everything and you'll ruin it, which means that you have to risk dropping it. They all fall down the back of the sofa. You've got to buy another one. You can't. There's no permanence with Lego. You build it all, you destroy it all.
Oh, this is like just people like me and you saying it, not like Lego themselves.
Oh no, I know. I just feel that that's what they do. Like you do anything to tamper with the core behind Lego, ruined.
Not like Meccano. That's pretty permanent.
There's some pretty fucking fantastic Meccano sets, like some Hughes, like McLaren or something like that. It looked amazing.
I had a great set. Like my granddad got me a set when I was younger, and I never used to build anything that was in the book that came with it. But I used to love just building shit.
Not Meccano. What's the Lego Technics or something like that?
Lego Technics is like the ones that's got like moving parts and everything else.
That might be what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Meccano is metal and it's like a spanner and nuts and bolts and stuff.
No, I know the one you mean, but yeah, that's not what I saw in the shop the other day.
There's loads of like really cool. There's a Lego thing I follow on Instagram, and he'll build like locks and stuff, like actual working door locks that's all made of Lego, and like, they're very, very clever. I mean, it's not going to hold a door, but they all function very well. Yeah. But yeah, Matchbox. That's getting a film, Dan. I don't know how.
I don't think I ever owned a Matchbox car, so
I
did.
Not
even a nostalgia factor.
Logan collects Matchbox cars.
He's
got a big shelf full of the stupid things. And every time he'll ask me, I'll go, which one's your favourite? I'll go, the Batmobile, because he's got the 89 Batmobile one. And I go, that one. He'll go, do you not like this one? I've just told you, the Batmobile's my favourite one.
Yeah.
You can take your police car, take the stupid one that looks like it's from Fortnite. I don't fucking care. Batmobile's the best one. Because it is. Speaking of, Dan, I am still yet to watch the new Batman animated show on Amazon. So I might do that this weekend. But we've got the Penguin coming out soon.
Yeah, it's in October, I believe, isn't it?
Looks pretty good.
I've already seen... I can't remember if it was... I don't know if it was a Rotten Tomatoes, like...
it's me. I sent it to you.
Thing. Yeah, or something like that. It was just like 90-odd%. Because it's just really, really good. Given... Because Matt Reeves is heavily involved in this, I assume, isn't he?
He hasn't directed it. I think he's only been a helping hand with it.
Right.
Hey, well, Beckett.
Yeah, hold on. She's getting caught in the wire. Hold on. No, don't jump. Oh, you... like it just... It looks like it's this... It looks like tonally, like it's exactly the same. I know that's the point. Yeah. It's probably a silly thing to say, but there's so many sort of like spin-offs of things that just... They can't capture the same kind of feeling that you got from the film if it's a well-received film. This looks like they were planning it as they were making it. Like they storyboarded the whole thing at the same time, and then all the offshoots were like, okay, well, we'll put that in the Penguin show then.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it could be quite good. One, I really like the Batman with Mr. Robert Pattinson, but I think one of the more underutilized aspects of it was Penguin.
Yeah.
And Colin Farrell, unrecognizable, but very good in it. I'm not a big Colin Farrell fan, I'll be honest, but I like him.
I like Colin Farrell.
I don't dislike him. He's just take him or leave him. Very good in Bruges. I like that. In
Bruges is fucking incredible. Yeah. Well, speaking of Robert Pattinson, though, there's a trailer that's come out today for a film called Mickey 17. Have you seen that?
Is this the one where he's his job is to just die? Yeah.
His class is an expendable. And all I could do while thinking, while I was watching this was like, is this not Moon?
It's very
with Sam Rockwell.
Very, very similar, yeah.
Like, guy in space, it clones, like, it seems like it's the same kind of vibe that I'm getting from it, so I'm not sure why they've decided to do another person getting killed again and again and again.
I mean,
it looks good, though.
It looks very good visually as a film, but it's not a very original idea. Not just for Sam Rockwell thing. It's been done in lots of things, like in books and in animes and everything else. But I have a feeling it will be good because Pattinson's been very selective on the roles that he's taken over the last, since Twilight, really. And most of the things he's done has been very good, I'll be honest. So yeah. I'll probably watch it. I'll also probably forget about it.
Yeah, I think it's... if it shows up on something, I might give it a watch. I'm in no rush to go out of my way to go and pay and see it, should we say.
I saw yesterday, it is 15th year anniversary of Community.
15 years? Ugh.
Yep. Still no movie, Dan.
It's in the works, though, I believe.
Well, so they keep saying.
Yeah, Danny Puddy's been talking about it, I know. I imagine that everyone else... Because, like, Alison Brie's been cast in, like, the new He-Man...
She has, yeah. She's played...
She-Ra or something?
No, not She-Ra. She's playing the bad guy.
Not cast as. Like, it's a He-Man, She-Ra movie or something.
Oh, I forgot her name. The one with the black hair, though, anyway. Yeah. She's been doing some pretty crazy workouts.
Yeah. I reckon they'd all be up for it, honestly. Other than Chevy Chase, but they made quite a good job of getting rid of him anyway.
Killing him off.
So, yeah, I don't think you can come back from that, really.
Don't need him. Like, it was fun seeing, like, the video I saw yesterday. We only saw Abed, Chang, and Shirley. They were the only ones that made an appearance in the video, to be honest. But it's just them talking about it. But, yeah, I mean, Joel... Mikhail?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was on the Inside of You podcast a few weeks ago, and he was brought up on then, like, he'd be up for it. I could see Alison Brie would be up for it. Glover would be up for it. I can't see anyone not being up for it.
I don't know if Donald Glover's a bit too big for it now, though.
He'd come back for it.
I mean, they're all big in their own right. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but he's like properly big.
He's made a career from it. But I think he also made a career from his rapping, though, as well, wasn't it?
Oh, no, very much so, yeah. But I do think that if they said, you're the last missing... I can't imagine, like, yeah, well, just pay me $50 million and I'll come back and do it.
I think... I do...
I just don't get the impression he's a wanker like that.
No,
Chevy Chase, I imagine, would be like, yeah, give me $20 million, I'll come back and do a cameo. And they'd be like, mate, we're not asking you to. Fuck off.
It's like, fine, just get to 25 then. You're getting higher. No, what are you doing?
No, go away, we don't want you.
It's a shame because his character was funny. I did like him.
But it's more distressing to know that he's more like Pierce than
in real life. Yeah,
than people would care to think about. Probably.
On Inside of You.
I've seen that interview. He doesn't fucking hold back at all.
Oh no, like they got into like proper like fist fights and everything.
Yeah,
and
what a shithouse! You're making a comedy show, for God's sake, and that's how you act. Fucking dickhead.
But the thing, and again, we weren't there, and we don't know what any of them are like in real life behind closed doors. But like Joel McHale seems like a genuinely quite laid back person. Like in all the interviews I've seen him, he seems quite charming and he's happy to talk about things. And the fact that you've managed to get him to the point where he's literally like leathering you, he's like. He just seems like a fucking knob, Chevy Chase does.
Yeah, you're beating up an old man. Like, how far does someone have to push you to physically get into an altercation with you?
Yeah.
Or just go, I cannot work with you, you're just impossible? it's that sort of like old school ego. It's just sort of like, I'm the biggest star here, so everyone should do whatever I say. And
but it's not like
why are people getting the funnier lines than me?
Yeah,
it's that sort of mentality that drove him to just be put in the bin. Ultimately.
But Chevy Chase was never like. Yeah, obviously he's a
and he wanked himself to death.
But he's a big name. But it's not like he was Leslie Nielsen levels of comedy or like anyone from like that kind of era. Like he's just known.
I mean, he's been in a lot of like comedy films, and like a lot of them sort of like the National Lampoons and stuff. I watched,
which I don't like.
I watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation or whatever it was. I don't think I laughed once.
No, it's not funny.
Not because it wasn't just sort of like, I'm just sort of like, well, I don't like him, so I'm not watching it. This is before I knew about him and Community and that whole sort of deal. But I was just like, this just isn't funny.
It's not, and I don't think I've liked any of the National Lampoons.
I've seen what I've watched. And it's not like watching the first Police Academy and just going, I'll watch through all the rest of them.
Caddyshack's quite funny. I'll give him that.
I haven't seen that.
That's quite funny. Three Amigos, but again, he's not one of the Amigos.
Steve Martin and
yeah, he's just in it.
No, it's not Dan Aykroyd. Isn't it Martin Shaw? Is it Martin Shaw?
Martin Shaw, yeah.
Yeah.
And everything else is just like National Lampoon and stuff.
Mm.
But that's what I mean. He's a well-known person, but he's probably not the reason why you like a particular film.
Like, has he done stand-up or anything?
Probably.
I don't know if he's like, is he just an actor that's done comedy roles, or is he is he a comedian? Like, has he done stand-up? Not that like defines one or the other by any means, but
no, but a lot of comedy actors have.
Yeah, but you can't pull comedy rank and say, well, I'm like, if you're on a show with, and Ricky Gervais is on there and he says, well, actually, I think this might be funnier. You should probably listen to him, because he's made like however many award-winning shows, millions of people have seen his stand-up, and he's hosted the Golden Globe. Like, he's kind of got to a point, whether you like him or not, you kind of have to respect his decision, because you're sort of like, well, you kind of probably know better than me, and you're objectively, or well, I suppose not.
You're not as funny as me.
Subjectively, you're funnier than I am. So yeah, fair enough. But if Chevy Chase starts giving notes, I'd be like, mate, I wasn't even born when you were popular.
But that's what I mean. Like, and Chevy Chase seems to be that if he was having that conversation with Ricky Gervais, he would be giving Gervais like tips
notes
and stuff. And
it's just like, why don't you just pull your balls out on stage? That's really funny. Everyone loves that. It's like a drunk uncle trying to just tell you, how to pull a girl, and it's just sort of like, oh, you just want to, just put her down and just go scratch up a car, and then you can go around the next day and go and fix it for her. And
that's probably something he did.
Cheers, Uncle Ray.
But that's the worst thing about him, is the fact that the funny parts of his character in Community, it's just Chevy Chase from the sounds of it. Yeah, and that makes it people laughing less funny.
For being an idiot, for being a racist, for being just an awful bloke for all intents and purposes. Again, I know we're speaking very much on a topic that we have no idea about, but
we've never met him.
There seems to be far more people saying that he's an arse than those that are defending him.
Yeah, and if it wasn't true, he'd still be in the show.
Also true.
Well, not now because it's finished, but we wouldn't have left. But yeah, I hope they do. I hope we get a movie. They promised us a movie, and as somebody that came late to the game to Community, I fucking loved it. Yeah, real fucking good.
It's an incredible show. Like, I'm so glad every time I start rewatching it again, and I'm just like, God, this is Like, I know it does sort of go off on a bit of a weird tangent towards the last season or two, but what can you do at that point? Like, they've gone through their college course. Yeah. They should have finished. You're just trying to think of reasons to keep them around now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you end up in a scrub situation where they all get replaced, and everyone goes, "This is terrible compared to the originals."
The way around it is they did the same, and again, not something you've watched, but they did the same with Riverdale, where they got to the point in season 6 or something like that, maybe season 5, where they finished school. It's like, yeah, but they haven't got any older, and so they did like a time jump. So they were a bit older, but they still look the same age. So all you needed to do was just drag out the school life because we wasn't following their academic career.
Maybe don't make a season an academic year. Make it 2 terms.
But that's what I'm saying. You could do it like all of this could have happened in 2 years. Like all 8 seasons or however many there was. Like, we didn't follow them doing classes and exams and everything else. We followed all the wacky stuff outside of school. Yeah. So I wasn't sat there going, pretty sure they should be in their last year of school. No, that never happened. And again, you could do the same with Community, where the problem is like Christmas and stuff, where you go, well,
it's like
there's been 3 Christmases.
Episodes.
Yeah. And then you could kind of work that, because people work that out to get like Bart Simpson's real age and stuff based on how many Christmases there's been during all the seasons of The Simpsons.
Fair enough.
With something like Community, though, I know some of them was story based, especially like the animated one for like when they're inside Arbed's head and stuff for like the claymation characters and stuff. But again, I don't think anyone would sit there and go, "Wait a minute, they've been here for 17 years," because it's not that important. But it's like you say, once they've finished, and like you say, Jeff stays on to teach and whatnot. It's like you can't just become a teacher. That's not how it works.
Although you could, if the dean had just come in and just, it's the end of season 4 or whatever, and the dean just came in and just go, well, because we're Greendale and we've got shit computers or whatever, everyone's transcripts have been lost.
Yeah, you got to do it.
So all your grades have been deleted. Sorry, everyone, you've got to redo all your Spanish tests or whatever. And it's a stupid thing, but it's just sort of like this way we can keep the core cast together. We've got your Starburns and Leonard and whatever. And we don't have to explain why everyone's still here. Yeah. Like after 5 years, because that's not how that works.
And it's a very Community thing to happen. So it's not not like that's out of the blue.
But you know for a fact, though, that if that's what they'd have done, they'd just be like, it's so fucking lazy. They can't think of anything else.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah.
After so many years have gone past, they've got to make them all redo it.
Because it does come down, like, it's still great. Like, I like all seasons of Community, but it definitely comes down in level towards the last.
Well, it's as soon as Chevy Chase is gone, as soon as Donald Glover's gone, and then they're having to like introduce additional people, so they get Chang to come in, even though he's been he should be in prison
multiple
times. He's like normal now, and then they get Buzz and whatever her name is, the woman who comes in to kind of like fix everything.
Yeah, I forgot her name.
Yeah, but that's my point. Is that they're kind of filling a similar kind of role to someone that's been replaced.
Yeah,
it's just not as effective, which is it's a shame. But I hope that if they do go to a movie, they manage to get everyone back,
except Chevy Chase.
Even just to give him a bit of a kicking.
I mean, like, but again, like even some of the more ridiculous, like some of my favourite ones were like the paintball episodes, and some of them were really, really, really good. But you could do an entire season based on that theme, where it seems more serious than it actually is, and like it is still funny and silly things happen to it. But like I think Community was at its best when it was that more off the wall. You don't really know what's going to happen next kind of mentality. Yeah. And even with Arbed, what was the room called?
Dreamatorium.
Yeah. Just like going into more adventures with that.
You haven't watched Community enough times if you don't know things like that off the top of your head.
I've watched it once.
Yeah, you need to do a rewatch already.
I watched The Office again. I finished that last Thursday. I watched The Office again for that's like the 3rd, 4th time now. And then I was going through, and I wanted, what did I want to watch? Parks and Rec. I wanted to watch Parks and Rec again, but it's not on Netflix anymore.
No.
So I was like, should we watch Community? And as I went down, Brooklyn Nine-Nine was there. I was like, no, we'll just watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine again.
I've started rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well, but I'm pretty sure that it's just not as funny. This must be like the 3rd time I'm going through, and I'm just like, it's not hitting me in the same spot anymore. Brooklyn,
I've watched possibly 3 or 4. This could be like the 5th time through watching Brooklyn, but this is the first time I've watched it since Andre Brewer died.
Yeah.
And I think it's just very somber every time he comes on. And
I think he is the best character.
He's amazing. He's like, his delivery is
Yeah.
it's like some of it's just ridiculous.
Cowabunga, mother.
There's one with the pranks when Jake's going to do a prank before the brief, and then in the end he just moves the podium like an inch. Yeah. And then
it's
so
like,
who's how did you pull this off? You're crazy. And then it does like all the bloody intro credits, and then it's just like, and then they moved it to an inch to the left. It's like, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Yes, Kevin, love you too. And then hangs up and the camera pans and he's still there. It's just so fucking funny. But it's a shame because I don't recall him in anything else. He's obviously done a lot of things.
I've only ever seen him in House. He's in some of the later seasons of House. He plays like a House's therapist.
Right.
And he's very good in that. He's a really good sort of like opposing character to House to kind of like get him to focus on. Think like Rick, like when he goes to Dr. Wong in Rick and Morty, and he's like begrudgingly he sort of has to accept that I'm a genius, but you actually kind of almost seem like you know what you're talking about, and it kind of seems like you're almost making sense.
Yeah.
It's that kind of relationship. Like begrudgingly accepting help from him, and he's great in that. But like you say, I off the top of my head, other than those two, I don't know if I've seen him or I imagine I'd recognise his voice if he's done VO stuff. But
he must have done voiceover stuff. His voice is too unique.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I mean, like I dare say he's done. I mean, I could pull it up and have a look, but I think because it's like such a shame that it's a shame when anyone dies, obviously, but it's such a shame that he has passed away, and because I haven't watched it since that, now like every time he comes on, I am like, oh,
yeah,
and I think that's why I'm not finding it as funny. So, you should watch New Girl next because you still haven't watched that.
No, they've just added Lost onto Disney Plus, so I'm probably going to start rewatching Lost again.
Have you watched? Oh my God! From. I told you to watch it like last year, but the new season starts next month.
Doesn't ring a bell, no.
It's so fucking good, but that's from the people that made Lost.
Okay.
It's very fucking good, very good.
Yeah.
But the new season starts in October.
Well, speaking of people that we've lost recently, Callum, James Earl Jones has unfortunately joined the force.
He has. 93 though. Is
he had a good old bloody run.
That's a sizable age to get to.
Yeah. I do hope this is something we talked about probably a few years ago. That I said, look, whilst they've got him, they just say, James, we'll just give you $1 million. Read every word in the dictionary and every Star Wars place and name and thing. And unfortunately, when you die, that means that Darth Vader can continue through your voice forever.
They definitely haven't.
No, of course they haven't.
Well, they've got the guy from Rebels who because you probably don't remember, but I showed you the clip of him in Rebels before you watched it, and I said that it was James Earl Jones, but it wasn't. And then when I told you after, you're like, "That's a really good fucking voice."
Well, it's like
they'll just use him.
Yeah. It's like the guy they got to replace Rick in Rick and Morty. Unless you're really paying attention, you can't tell. Like it's a really good.
I think it's a good one where it's close enough, but it's not perfect. And I think it like the initial watching, you're just like, I'm not liking this, and then you forget, and it just becomes the norm. Much better than polar opposites.
Solar opposites.
Solar opposites. Sorry, much better than the voice swap there. That's awful.
Like they did the same thing in Big Mouth as well, didn't they? When Missy's voice was changed out in like the 4th, 5th season, something like that. I noticed it as soon as I started watching the season. I was like, oh, that sounds odd. But as soon as you watched a couple of episodes,
get used to it.
No.
I think
but
it's
like
only
the Solar Opposites one is just sort of like, oh no, I've been shot with the voice changer forever dart. Okay, well that's my voice now, and they're just sort of like, this is how we're doing this. Okay.
Which again,
that's it.
We speculated that that's what would happen on Rick and Morty it would be some kind of device that would just change his voice and like this is the way I talk now, and they didn't do that. But I think because Rick's is like close enough, the Morty one is fine. Morty one sounds pretty good. Rick, there's just something there that's missing with the Rick one. However, unless it's something like Archer, where if it's not H. John Benjamin, don't fucking make it. Yeah. Like, can you imagine if the guy that's voicing Thingy in Solar Opposites started voicing Archer? Like, yeah, it's not going to work.
No, it'd be fucking... Plus, he's British as well, isn't he?
In Solar Opposites, yeah, not H. John Benjamin. He's not.
Yeah. No, I know he's not, no.
But that voice is just too... That's what you associate with Archer, is the voice. Yeah. That's speaking of, have you watched Boy Kill World yet?
No.
Me neither. He obviously voices he's the inner voice in that, isn't he?
Yeah. I think as soon as I saw The Crow as well, I was just like, I don't know if I could be able to disassociate these two in my head.
I'm not watching The Crow. I want to watch Boy Kill World because that looks really good. But
and I agree. And I was keen to watch it as soon as I saw the first trailer. But then The Crow's come out afterwards. I was like, oh, I'm going to see him as The Crow now. That's going to be it. Even though he's been it for like 6 years or whatever.
I don't think I will watch The Crow. Like, I'm prepared to watch the Minecraft
I know
movie.
you will, and it will be because it's a morbid curiosity, or because you get browbeaten into it, and eventually you have to get around to watching it.
If I do, it's because we're going to watch it. If you're not watching it, I'm not watching it.
I don't want to fucking watch it. I need to watch the original before I watch this one.
Have you not seen the original?
No, I don't have any opinion of The Crow. Other than the fact that it killed Brandon Lee, which is a travesty.
I mean, it didn't. Someone did. But
well, if they hadn't made it, he'd still be alive, wouldn't he?
Potentially. But this is a odd take, depending on how you view it. You know how I feel about Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight? He's all right. It's pretty good. Very good, in fact. But not Oscar winning. He won an Oscar because he died. And I stand by that.
Right.
The Crow, it's an all right film. It's super popular because he died.
Well, I thought it was more of a cult classic rather than it's just like a popular thing.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, it got popular after the fact, and then it became like a cult thing later on. It's not that good of a film, and it doesn't follow the comic at all.
Right.
It's very, very loosely based on the comic.
Can I not just play The Darkness and just leave it at that?
This is where I was going next, Dan. So, based on, we've got The Sims coming out, we've got Minecraft coming out, we've got a brand new Crow movie that looks like it's just gone, what's a cheaper way of getting Jared Leto, Joker, into another film? But why didn't they just do The Darkness, which is an underrated to fuck game?
I love The Darkness. I'm not joking, Callum. I've got The Darkness. I've only got The Darkness 2 on Steam, and I can't remember. Steam. I can't remember why, but a couple of months ago I did nearly install it, and I cannot remember the last time I played it. I'll have a look for you now, because it would have been years ago, but I'm pretty sure I completed it in like one session. I'm sure it's only like 6 hours long or something like that, and I'm pretty sure I just rinsed it straight out. I had the first one for Xbox 360, and I had the second one for PlayStation 3. However, I think it was like either free. I think it could have been free, like on them Christmas things where you get a game like every day. Mm-hmm. I think it was one of them, and that's why I've got it on Steam. But I don't think I've ever played it on my PC. Second one's a good game, but I think the first one's better. Well, last played the 30th of January 2016.
That's a long time ago, Dan.
That was 8 years ago, Callum. But that was 6.3 hours, which is almost exactly what I said. So that would have been like one full playthrough. I would have rinsed that in one big go, I reckon.
It's a good game. And
that's 7 gig. I could install that in a couple of minutes and play through that again this weekend and have a little crack at it.
I think you should.
I reckon it's aged horribly.
Probably, but I reckon it's still quite fun. And like, there's a lot of good moments in it. And that's just made me think. The Darkness and The Darkness 2 is a better Crow sequel to The Crow, and a better Venom movie than the Venom series.
It is. You've got, what's his face from, is it from Disturbed?
I think I'm sure he's the voice of the.
Yes,
the
screaming
darkness.
in your ear. Yeah.
Have you ever read the comics? I haven't.
No.
Never made you want to go and track them down and give them a peruse.
There's multiple comic shops in Manchester. Like, do you have any idea how fucking expensive comics are, mate?
Yes. I've got a big thingy for
That's
it.
my point. I'd rather spend it on bills and rent.
I mean, I wouldn't rather do that. I have to do that. But yeah, the Darkness, we should have a new Darkness game.
Yeah, I don't even know who owns the rights to that anymore. Who made the Darkness?
I would assume it's no longer, it's gone back to whoever.
Can you even buy it on the store? Yeah, you can. For 20 quid, get a fuck.
£20? Oh, there was going to be a 3, Dan.
Digital Extreme. Oh, 2K published it, but Digital Extremes developed it. And they made Bioshock, Dark Sector, Homefront. God, remember Homefront?
Mm-hmm. Remember Dark Sector as well? That was a spiritual successor to Warframe.
Well, Warframe, I don't know if they made it, but there's the Warframe official soundtrack that's associated to them on here, but I don't think Warframe's on Steam, is it?
Yeah, it's free to play.
Then, I don't know, only the soundtrack has come up for Warframe for them. But yeah, I don't know if they've made anything recently because this all looks.
It's Starbreeze Studios.
Have they been bought out?
The original Darkness was developed by Starbreeze Studios and published by 2K.
This is whatever the fuck I just said it was. But come off it. Apparently,
there was a rumor last year that the third one is in blah 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 blah. Apparently, there was like some kind of tease to a third one in development.
I'd take it.
That's all that was said.
I'd definitely have another little go on that. I might do that when I've got a bit of time, mate. Might pop that back on. It's only, like I say, it's only 7 gig, so I can have a little crack on it and just see if it has held up or not.
I think it'll still be fun, but it'll be fun because you know what it was, rather than playing it for the first time in 2024. Because especially the first one, I don't think I could play that one now. I don't even know if the first one's on PC, I'll be honest.
I don't think so. I think I've got it on 360, I'm sure.
So I had the first one on 360, but this was also back in the day when we had demo discs, and I remember playing the demo of it, and it was the car bit, and I was like, this game's like the best thing that's ever been fucking made. And same as like Stranglehold and stuff like that, like the John Woo game. And like this is if Max Payne was built like to be like proper John Woo movie, and you get it and you go, this is just wet but with a bloke instead of a woman.
Why haven't they made another wet game?
I liked wet. I say this, like I say like I dislike them, but I liked Wet and I liked Stranglehold. I think they were both really good games.
Yeah.
But I don't think they made anywhere near enough.
Honestly, I was thinking about Wet the other day because you sent me a trailer for that
Spine.
Game. What's it called? Spine. As soon as I started to see that with like the dance moves, the choreography and stuff, I was just like, is this a Wet sequel or like a remake of Wet?
I can see the similarities.
Yeah, I'd take a Wet game. It was very stylized. I liked it.
But like we said yesterday, it looks like potentially this Spine could be an all. This looks gorgeous, and like look at the animation and everything else. There's nothing else to it. It's all substance.
But it's kind of like
style. Sorry, no substance.
My name is Pedro. Then
yeah.
It's a gimmicky kind of like 2D physics shooter, which is great, but you can't replay that 3 times a week.
No, I mean, once you've done, I can't remember how many levels there are on Pedro, but once you've done it, you've done it. It's
kind of.
It's not a massive amount of replayability.
It's a fun little thing, and I do want to play it again maybe in a year or two, once it's all kind of like flushed out.
Yeah. Hello, baby. Audio listeners, we've got a cat on Dan's shoulder. The lovely Becky.
Yes. And my cat, to be clear, not just a random cat.
Yeah, he's not just sat in the street. But I mean, that's pretty much all I've got, Sunshine. I don't know if you got anything you want to chuck in.
No, not particularly.
Well, you can go to podcastversusplayer.com. We've had some games go up. Don't Starve went up yesterday. And I keep remembering what it's called, Core Keeper. That went up a couple of days ago. And then we've got more things to come as well. It's all going along the bottom of the screen, so you go check it out, see all the reviews and everything else. And we'll see you on the next one. And we'll see you on the next one as well, young man. And you too, young lady.
She's asleep. Hello.
Bye. This week's episode is brought to you by NYXI and their Hyperion Pro Joy-Cons for Nintendo Switch. The Hyperion Pro is the best Joy-Con replacement we've tested to date. They look fantastic, they feel better than stock Joy-Cons, and the Hall effect sticks ensure longevity of them will outlast Nintendo's offering, as well as other third-party brands that still suffer with the dreaded drift issues. The super comfortable and ergonomic grip allow for easy long-time gaming. The programmable RGB lights mean you can customize the controller to your particular taste, and the gamer's reflex macro buttons are available to give you an edge. Plus, the GameCube-inspired purple option and the green Legend of Zelda-inspired variant really make the controller stand out. All this, and using promo code PvP, you can get 10% off. Head over to NYXIGame.com or use the link in the description.